she does that.
Mama! An 85-pound American bully stopped eating. Day 1, his family thought it was normal. Day 2, they got worried. Day 3, he wouldn't even look at his favorite treats. By day 6, he was collapsing. And when the vet finally opened him up, what they found inside changed everything this family thought they knew about loyalty. This is Tank, and this is the story of a dog who almost died protecting something nobody knew he was guarding. Sarah Bennett adopted Tank 2 years ago from a high-kill shelter in Detroit. He was 6 months old, all muscle and wrinkles, with still-blow eyes that seemed to look straight through you. The shelter warned her. American bullies have a reputation. People cross the street, landlords say no, insurance companies panic. But Sarah saw something else. She saw a dog who sat perfectly still in his kennel, while chaos erupted around him. A dog who didn't bark for attention, but simply waited with quiet dignity for someone to finally see him. Tank came home that Saturday, and from day 1, he had a routine. Every morning, he'd walk Sarah 3 blocks to Jefferson Elementary, where she taught 4th grade. Every afternoon at 3:15 p.m., he'd be waiting at the school fence. The kids loved him, parents trusted him, and there was one little girl who loved Tank more than anyone. Her name was Emma. 7 years old, wild curly hair, severe asthma, and a laugh that could light up an entire playground. Every single afternoon, Emma would run to Tank first. Not to her mom, not to her friends, to Tank. She'd wrap her tiny arms around his massive neck and whisper secrets only he could hear. And if you're still watching but haven't subscribed yet, I need you to hit that button right now, because what happens next will prove why this dog deserves to have his story heard by millions. Tank would sit perfectly still during these moments. His 85-pound body became a statue of patience. And Sarah noticed something beautiful. Whenever Emma wheezed, whenever her breathing got tight, Tank would press his body closer, like he was trying to breathe for her. Then came Sunday, September 17th, the day everything changed. Tank refused breakfast. Sarah laughed it off. Dieting, big guy. She poured his kibble back into the container and headed out for her morning coffee run. When she returned an hour later, Tank hadn't moved from his bed. His water bowl sat untouched. By Monday evening, Sarah's concern turned to fear. Tank wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, wouldn't even lift his head when she opened the treat bag that usually sent him into happy circles. Tuesday morning, she called the vet. Dr. Michael Chen had treated Tank since adoption. "Bring him in," he said immediately. Today. Tank refused to get in the car. For the first time in 2 years, he planted his paws and wouldn't move. Sarah had to physically lift all 85 pounds into the back seat. Dr. Chen ran blood tests. Everything came back normal. Might be stress, he suggested. Might be a virus. Give him these antibiotics and bring him Doc Friday if he's not improving. But Tank refused the pills. He turned his head away every time Sarah tried. Wednesday night, Sarah didn't sleep. She lay on the floor beside Tank's bed, her hands resting on his chest, feeling each labored breath. "Please," she whispered, "please just eat something." Tank's eyes opened. He looked at her with an expression she'd never seen before. Not pain, not fear. Something else. Something that looked almost like apology. Thursday morning, Tank tried to stand and collapsed. His legs gave out. Sarah screamed and grabbed her phone. By Friday afternoon, Tank was dying. Dr. Chen called Sarah into his office after examining the x-rays. His face had gone pale. "Sarah, there's something in Tank's stomach. Something that shouldn't be there. And it's blocking everything. If we don't operate immediately, you'll lose him by tomorrow." Sarah's world stopped. "What is it? What did he eat?" "I don't know yet, but we need to go in now." The surgery took 2 hours. Sarah sat in the waiting room, her hands shaking, her eyes fixed on the operating room door. She kept thinking about Emma asking yesterday, "Where's Tank? Why wasn't he at the fence?" When Dr. Chen finally emerged, he wasn't alone. He carried a small plastic bag. Inside was something Sarah had been searching for 3 weeks. A child's inhaler, purple, with a unicorn sticker on the side. Emma's inhaler. "I don't understand," Sarah whispered. Dr. Chen sat down beside her. Tank didn't eat it. He was protecting it, holding it in his mouth so carefully that over time it slipped down into his stomach. And once it was there, he couldn't eat, couldn't drink, but he never tried to vomit it up. It's like he knew that if he lost it, something terrible would happen. Sarah started crying. Not sad tears, something bigger. 3 weeks ago, Emma had been playing at the park after school. She dropped her new inhaler in the grass. Tank had found it, picked it up the way dogs do. But instead of chewing it or bringing it to Sarah, he'd kept it, held it, protected it. Because Emma needed it, and Tank knew. Sarah called Emma's mother that night. "We found it! We found Emma's inhaler!" There was silence on the other end. Then, "Oh my God! We've been using her backup. Her doctor said if we didn't find the new one, she'd have to go without the higher dosage. Sarah, that inhaler, it's the only thing keeping her attacks under control." Tank spent 3 days recovering at the animal hospital. On the 4th day, they had a visitor. Emma walked into Tank's recovery room slowly, her mom holding her hand. When Tank saw her, his tail started wagging for the first time in 8 days. Emma climbed onto the floor beside him. She wrapped her small arms around his neck and pressed her face into his fur. "Mom said you kept my inhaler safe," she whispered, "even when it made you sick. Thank you, Tank. Thank you for protecting me." Tank closed his eyes and leaned into her, and for the first time since this nightmare began, Sarah saw him truly relax. 3 weeks later, Tank was back at the school fence every afternoon at 3:15 p.m. Emma would run to him first, always first, and her mom would check her backpack twice, every single day. Not on the ground anymore, not where Tank could find it, because they all learned something that day. Sometimes loyalty doesn't look like obedience. Sometimes it looks like a dog willing to starve rather than let go of the one thing that keeps his best friend breathing. Tank didn't just love Emma, he understood her. He knew that little purple inhaler wasn't just plastic and medicine, it was her lifeline, and he protected it the only way he knew how, even if it meant dying in the process. If this story changed how you see dogs, hit that subscribe button right now. Drop a comment. Would your dog do this? And smash that like if you believe Tank is a hero. Because I promise you, there are more stories like this that need to be told.